ever seen a baby ferret in a pet store and really wanted one, but you weren't sure if it was right for you? Well, from personal experience, I can tell you that ferrets are fun, loving animals that almost any experienced pet owner can care for. I myself own 2 ferrets, a male and a female. These little guys are also known as carpet sharks because they scurry around the floor and bite at your toes like little sharks. It's important to remember that ferrets are considered an exotic animal, so they do have some special requirements that need to be met. As a pet owner, especially someone who's interested in exotic pets, it is important to do some research before buying your animal. Some things you need to know are the typical behavior of the animal, what it eats, and some common illnesses you need to look out for. Ferrets are by no means the most tedious exotic pet to care for, but they do have some special requirements. So today I'd like to talk to you about what a ferret is and some of the basics of owning a ferret. Let's start with some general information about ferrets. Ferrets are actually a domesticated European polecat that are a part of the weasel family. They like to sleep a lot like cats, and they're notorious for stealing things and hiding them. They do make a hissing noise when they're angry, and a little clicking noise called a duck whenever they're happy. They are very smart. You can even litter box train them and teach them tricks. And they do have a naturally musky smell. There are some differences between the males and the females. The females weigh anywhere from 1.5 to 3 pounds. As you can see, my female is very slim. She doesn't have a lot of weight to her. She's about 1.5 to 2 pounds right now. And the males, they weigh anywhere from 3 to 5 pounds. As you can see, he is a little bit bigger, a little bit rounder. And because they are bigger, the males do tend to smell a little bit stronger. Their natural odor is a little more noticeable. Both of my ferrets are Marshall ferrets. If you go to a pet store and buy a ferret, it's most likely going to be a Marshall ferret. Marshall is an organization that breeds ferrets. They also sell a variety of ferret products such as food and toys. You can tell that they're a Marshall ferret by 2 tattoos inside of their ear. 2 dots that show that one, that they have been spayed or neutered, and the other shows that they have been descented, which means that their scent glands have been removed in order to help decrease their natural smell. So now that we know a little bit more about ferrets, let's talk about what they eat. Ferrets have special diets that need to be followed in order for them to stay healthy. Ferrets are strictly carnivores. Personally, I feed mine Marshall's ferret diet. They come in little pellets and different flavors, and it gives them a lot of protein they need to stay healthy. I also feed mine yogurt bites as treats called yogis. They come in some different fruit flavors. Ferrets do have small digestive tracts. It takes about 3 hours for their food to run through their system. This means that their litter box needs to be cleaned quite often. Their water also needs to be changed on a daily basis. You can also add a product called biodor, which is liquid that you can add to their water in order to help reduce their smell. Some foods you need to stay away from are sugary cereals, peanut butter, rice, vegetables, and fruit. It can be very hard on their digestive system and can make them very sick. So even though you may stick to the proper diet, it is possible that your ferret may catch an illness. A cold is one of the common illnesses a ferret can catch. One of mine got this last year. I had to take him to the vet because he was sneezing, he didn't have a lot of energy, he wasn't very playful, he had a very dry nose, and he didn't eat a lot. The vet did give me some medicine that was mixed with chicken broth so that it was easier for him to eat. Another common illness is adrenal disease. This is a tumor that grows on their adrenal glands. Ferrets that have this will experience hair loss, excessive scratching, increased smell, thirst, and urination, and it's common in ferrets 3 years and older. If you notice that your ferret has these symptoms, you need to take them to the vet as soon as possible in order to prevent this from harming your ferret. Distemper is another illness that your ferret can catch. This is common in other animals such as dogs and cats, and they can give it to your ferret. Ferrets that have this will experience high fever, loss of appetite, coughing, vomiting, and diarrhea, and it can be fatal to your ferret. To prevent this, you need to have your ferret vaccinated yearly. To help prevent and cure illnesses like these, it's important to find a veterinarian in your area that will treat ferrets. They can help you with any questions or concerns you may have regarding your animal. So I've covered some of the basics of owning a ferret. I've talked about their personality, what they eat, and some common illnesses you need to look out for. However, like I've mentioned, this is basic information. I do encourage you to go out and do some research of your own to decide whether or not a ferret is right for you. Owning a pet is a big responsibility, and you should be sure that you can care for your ferret and all of its needs. If you all have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you.